type of test. You know the meaning of test. It can be practical test, it can be theoretical test, it can be whatever it is, you know, oral test, written test. But this is another type of categorizing a test. There are different way of categorizing the types of test. One is oral test and written test, and the other is according to the objectives why you are taking the test, according to what you are testing, right? So there are different types of tests. Basically, in your syllabus, you need to know only the concept about these three type of tests, because as a teacher you might need this type of tests to construct or to administer. So let us begin with all the three types of tests. As a teacher of language, we always need to measure, means test, how much a student has learned the language. And testing language learning is difficult because language itself is a complex concept and it's also a skill. It's not a knowledge subject like science, social science, history. Language is not a knowledge subject. How it is not a knowledge subject? You do not need to know language, you need to you need to use the language. It's a skill. That's why language measurement is difficult. Actually, we cannot use the word measurement. So there are many types of language testing and we are going to discuss this. We are going to discuss three types of tests, that is achievement test, diagnostic test and proficiency test. We will focus on the meaning of these three tests, the purpose, the importance of such testing, and how can we prepare such type of test, that is construction of such test. But mind well, only the concept and the meaning is more important for you right now. Achievement test, there is the word achieve. Achieve means you have got it. Previously you did not have that and now you got it, that is achievement. Now in the context of education and instruction, what students are going to achieve? The knowledge, the understanding, the information. So an achievement test, on the other hand, tests the students' knowledge of the material that has been taught to them. So these type of tests are actually the tests that you have gone through all your career. Your semester exams, your annual exams are nothing but achievement tests. They are also called teacher-based tests because the question papers are usually set by the teachers. Your teacher prepares the unit test and you give the test. And your teacher wants to know if you have learnt what he has taught or not, nothing else. That's why they are called achievement test. Achievement test is the tool. Tool means the question paper is referred to as a tool which helps in measuring the capacities and capabilities of an individual in reference to education of the student. Capacities and capabilities in reference to the subject which he has learned. According to Freeman, achievement test is a test designed to measure knowledge, understanding, and skills in a specified subject or a group of subjects. Now, mind well, we have many subjects. We have languages, we have science, we have social science, we have maths. So, an achievement test is a test which measure the knowledge about maths, the understanding about maths, the skills about maths. In the same way, knowledge about the language means about its rules, understanding about some concepts of language, and the skills, the four skills of a language. So achievement test is nothing but to measure all these things. According to N.M. Downey, any test that measures the attainment is the synonym of achievement, or accomplishment is also a synonym of achievement. Of an individual means here a student after a period of training or learning. Mind well, after a period of learning means after 6 months we call it a semester. After a year we call it an annual exam. After a year of learning, that is called achievement test. Now if you pass the annual exam, you are promoted to the next level of learning, that is we call it the class, 10th class, 11th class, 12th class. So achievement test helps you whether the students can be promoted to the next class or not. If the student fails in the achievement test, he will not be promoted in the next class. As simple as that. The term achievement and attainment are generally used to refer more formal tests. Formal tests we know. The educational formal test means the written test. We usually are confronted which mastery of a particular syllabus have been designed to show. So it means that achievement and attainment tests are usually measuring, means evaluating the syllabus, the particular syllabus, which has 10 chapters, 9 chapters, 6 chapters, 5 units. Grammatical topics are well defined. Even blueprint of the question paper is also defined. It is the end of year test, means we call it annual exams. It might be school leaving exams, means board exams, and it might be public test, which usually we do not have. It is used to measure the repetition of the concept I told you, pupils' achievement and progression. Mind well, the word progression means how much a student has progressed in a topic, in a subject. Because what happens after studying 1 year in any subject, the student must move on in respect to his understanding, in respect to his knowledge, in respect to his skills. If he has not moved on, means there is no progress, and that achievement says that he will not be promoted. It also helps in evaluating the effectiveness of teaching instructions, means it will help you improve your teaching method. If most of the students are getting failed in the exam, means there is some issue with teacher's teaching method. He need to improve the effectiveness of his teaching. It is not acceptable that almost all the students get low marks. So achievement test gives you that picture. It also provides feedback to the students. It also helps students to know that what has been wrong, what has been incorrect, what areas and what units and what concepts the student did not understood. So the achievement test has the focus on realization of objectives, means achievement test simply checks, test whether the objectives are achieved or not. You very well know what is objective. When you enter in a classroom, you enter with some objectives, knowledge objectives, understanding objectives, application objectives. Then at the end of the class or at the end of the year, you take the test and you will see whether your objectives are achieved or not. As simple as that. How will you prepare an achievement test? Now this is simple process. As a teacher, you will set a question paper that is actually an achievement test. First thing, you must know the educational objectives. Means as we told Bloom's educational objectives. So the teacher must know what are the objectives of the syllabus, of the units, of the content. Because based on that objectives, you will frame the question. Second is to frame the question paper design. The design of the question paper. Because I told you there are many types of questions you can use. There is many types of structure of question paper. 50-50, 70-30, objective, subjective, essay type, short answer type, objective type of questions. Even third step is preparing the blueprint. Simple as that. What is a blueprint? A blueprint is nothing else but division of marks according to objectives, according to the content area, according to the type of questions. You are deciding before actually setting the question paper that how many questions I will ask from this content. Before the question paper, you are deciding that I will ask this type of questions from chapter 1, this type of question from chapter 2, I will ask this type of question from chapter 3. And you are also deciding that I will ask short answer type of questions up to 10 marks only, essay type of question for 20 marks, and 60 marks for objective type of question. That is blueprint. Then writing the test means preparing the question paper. And last one is simple, developing the answer key. That is the marking scheme. That how much marks should be given to what question in what points and how much. So this is simple construction of achievement test. Why should we take achievement test? Why? That are the objectives. It will also show the importance. Why should we take achievement test? First, to identify students of different categories. Means slow learners, gifted students, means talented students, average students. Because the result of achievement test shows that this student is really brilliant, this student is really dull student, and teacher will decide that if there is any remedial education need to be given to them, if any special batch need to be arranged for them, special lectures to be arranged for them. How will you identify dull student? Based on achievement test. You know, in our schools we have star batches, 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 5 star batches. So how do they divide the students? Second objective is to give promotion to the students to the next higher class. As simple as that. So the result is the only yardstick we have. If they pass above 35 marks, they are promoted. If they get lesser than 35 marks, they are not getting promoted. That is the one use of achievement test. Why should we take that? Third is to help students to choose the suitable subject or course. For example, after 10th standard, we have science stream, commerce stream, arts stream, we have diplomas, ITI programs. So, based on the achievement test results, you will decide that the student should take science stream or commerce or whatever is there. It may be helpful for the career or even choosing the subjects. Meaning the students who are very much powerful in the maths may take A group, or those who are powerful in science subjects may take B group. to measure the amount of general knowledge that a student has occurred in a particular subject. Means all the subjects have the core knowledge. Social science has core knowledge. Even language has also core knowledge. So this test will show how much knowledge has the student got. Student can never get 100% knowledge, but we need to know that has the student got the knowledge that we have decided to give in this particular year. That is what the most important. Then we need to know about the importance of achievement tests. I have already told you about the objectives. Objectives will also reflect in the importance of achievement tests. What will happen if we don't take achievement tests, and what happen if we take achievement tests? That is its importance. Use achievement tests are useful in evaluating and improving the curriculum. Now, what happens if in achievement tests many students are getting failed? Means there is a problem, maybe a problem with curriculum. The curriculum might be very hard for the students, very lengthy for the students, very difficult for the students. So the teacher can improve the curriculum. Second is achievement tests are helpful for the purpose of identifying and classifying the students that I told you. Third is achievement tests are helpful in providing scholarships. Yes, there are some scholarships tests are taken to provide awards, special awards based on the merit. We know that the school first student is given scholarship. Students with above 90% are given scholarships. So that achievement is help that. Achievement is enable the parents to know the strength and weakness of their child in the academic context. Means when the parents see the results, they will see that in which subject the student is weak and in which subject the student is very strong, and they can provide special help, means special tuition, special guidance. They may even inform their teachers. Achievement tests are helpful for the teachers as well to enable them to know the strength and weakness of the students. That is not actually the aim of the achievement test, but there are diagnostic tests to know this. But achievement test is basically to, it may help the teachers to, if their students are very good at the subject or not. Then the second concept that we are going to learn, that is diagnostic test. Now this word is very much in current times, in vogue. We can say the word vogue. That is, diagnostic means it is a word related to the medical field. Means lab test. The name of some lab are also like diagnostic center. Now what is the meaning of diagnosis? Diagnosis simply in medical terms means to actually the test that helps you find out what exactly the problem is, right? What is the deficiency, what is the problem in your body? Is there a problem in your blood? Is there a problem in your urine? Is there a problem in your sample of the whatever the sample is taken? So diagnosis in reference to education, we are diagnosing the student's problems. What is actually the problem with the student? So diagnostic test is specially designed to identify, to know, and to investigate the difficulties the students are facing, the inadequate and gaps pupils are having. Gaps means understanding gaps, knowledge gaps in special areas. And after finding out these difficulties, remedial instruction is given. In the terms of medical, medicines are given, proper medicines are given. So in the term of education, proper instructions and remedial instruction is given, concentrating on the special difficulties. For example, In maths, some of the chapters we really don't understand. In science or in language, some of the grammar topics we really don't understand. So these will be the difficulties, but how will the teacher know? Using a diagnostic test. These type of tests are specially designed in keeping in mind about the content. A diagnostic test undertakes to provide a picture of strength and weakness, means what students really very much strong at and what students are very much weak. How do a teacher of English know that what are the weaknesses of my students? He can construct a simple diagnostic test, maybe of 25 MCQ, in which, suppose he wants to know if students are very much clear about nouns and type of nouns, he will prepare a simple test and find out if they are clear about nouns, definition of nouns, type of nouns, and then he will find the result that students don't understand abstract nouns. Students understand common nouns, students understand material nouns, students understand singular and plural nouns, but students are unable to understand abstract nouns. That is what the result the diagnostic test has given. So he can easily teach the students what is abstract noun again with different method, different examples, and different way of explanation. Thus, diagnostic test is the test which is constructed in order to find out the causes of failure of a student. Means some students or group of students are continuously failing in some subject, in some chapters, in some of the tests. So diagnostic test will help you know this. So this is how it is different from achievement test. Achievement test has no such aim. It just want to know if the student has learned or not. But in diagnostic test, it wants to know what are the actually the weaknesses. Diagnostic tests never want to rank the students first, second, third. No. Diagnostic tests want just to know what are the problems, what are the difficulties of the students in particular subject. It helps the teachers in identifying the status of learner, means if the status of learner is high, if the status of learner is low, means about a particular lesson, a particular course, particular topic. Has he properly understood, grasped the topic or not? Is there any learning deficiency? Deficiency is a proper word. We have vitamin deficiency. In the same way, students might have some deficiencies related to a particular topic, particular concept. To know these deficiencies, we use diagnostic test. These are the simple steps to prepare a diagnostic test. First, you start preparation about what topic you are going to test. Then you start designing the test, that is planning. Third is writing items, means writing the questions. Then after writing the questions, you assemble the test and make a whole test. Then you prepare answer key. Then you prepare the marking scheme. Then you review the test. This is the most important step. You should be very careful while constructing diagnostic test, because in a diagnostic test, if you put very difficult questions, obviously the whole class will not be able to answer. You should be very careful about the difficulty level of all the questions. And if you put very simple questions in diagnostic test, all the students in the class will get full marks. And you will think that okay, no student has any difficulty. All the students have understood. Actually, the students might have not understood, but you have asked the wrong question. So you should cover exactly the whole syllabus with all the difficulty level, simple difficulty, moderate difficulty, and the strong difficulty. Very difficult question. So you should be careful while constructing diagnostic test. What are the objectives? Why should we take diagnostic test? It is also discussed in the definition section. You can take diagnostic tests to provide educational and vocational guidance to the students and the parents. Diagnostic tests show that students are really weak in these things. Please do not force them to take that vocation, take that course. To make teaching learning more effective, yes, teachers know the problems of the students and teacher will try to solve the problems of the students. It will make the teaching learning more effective. To make evaluation process more meaningful and effective, achievement test taken, marks given, promoted to the next class, that's all. But diagnostic test is really meaningful evaluation. You are actually knowing what exactly the deficiency is and you are exactly solving the problems. Fourth is to organize the remedial teaching classes, means special classes on special topics, special batches on special chapters, to give advice to a teacher for proper improvement in his teaching process. Obviously, if students have so many problems, there might be some problem in teacher's teaching style. We need to improve that. Obviously, objective of diagnostic test is that to know the weakness, the difficulty, not the strength, but actually the weakness of the student. To assist in selection of different tests, techniques, and tools for knowing the causes related to the problem, means diagnostic tests can be one of the many tools to know about the students. Only diagnostic test cannot be sufficient, but it is one of the tool that will be helpful to know the overall individuality of the student. It will also help you select different type of questions for construction of achievement test. So it is a step to construct achievement test. It will also help you change the textbook chapters, change some points in textbook. So diagnostic test can be helpful to in changing textbooks. And what are the characteristics of such tests? Means it will also reflect the meaning of the test. These tests are generally standardized, but some specialists opine that diagnostic test should not be standardized. Now, what is the meaning of standardized? Any standardization will be scientific process of constructing the test. Expert opinions are taken, tryouts on students are taken, norms and different criteria are taken and forms. Analysis is perfect, answer key is perfect, time is also defined, administration rules are also defined. So that is called standardization. Time limit for this stage is generally not specified. Now, what is time limit? Now, you are not taking actually the test. You are actually want to know what is the problem. So, you should not have that time limit. So, generally, diagnostic tests do not have time limit. These tests form an essential part of curriculum. How? They are core part of curriculum. Without diagnostic test, you cannot imagine a good curriculum. These tests reveal the form of mental process of a learner, Generally, in achievement test, we do not get to know mental process, but in diagnostic test, we know how the learner is feeling about a particular topic. The tests are according to specific objectives, means the objectives we already discussed. The basis of the test is formed by such facts or norms which are established on the basis of experiments. In reference to education, on the basis of experiments, norms are formed. Norms means the level, actually, the level of the group. Means when we give 90% marks, it is actually compared to the whole group in the school, in the state. So he is comparatively very brilliant. In some class, the students having 60% is called the brilliant student. Why? Because there are no other students above 60. That's why he is called the most brilliant. If he is in a 90% having a student's class, then he will be considered as a dull student. So norms are actually the comparison. These tests do not measure a child's ability but diagnose his weakness. Means these tests have no objective of testing actually. Its objective is to just diagnose, means to know actually what is it. To know what it is, not to know how much it is. Mind well, achievement test how much it is, and diagnostic test what it is actually. If the student know or not, if a student have understood or not. These tests are analytical and analyze all parts of process fully. Scores are obtained by students are not attached to any importance. Means they are never given first rank, second rank, third rank. They are never given rank. In even diagnostic tests, students are not even given marks, not given results, because diagnostic tests are for teachers. Teachers want to know what is the problem. So generally they are not given marks. This test is the progress of a students in an objective manner, right? We have already discussed the uses, so I do not want to repeat the uses. They are used to know the deficiencies of the students, to know what are the difficulties of the students, how the remedial work can be done. These all the things are discussed once again. Then the last concept we have is proficiency test. Now proficiency, what is the meaning of proficiency? What is the meaning of proficiency? Somebody says that I am proficient in English language. I am proficient in maths. What does that mean? I am proficient in playing piano.
Intelligent.
Yes, there is another word as well, mastery. You have control over it, means you have control. When you say that you are proficient, means you have the control. So this is a type of exam or test which show how skilled you are in a particular activity, in a particular field of study or anything. IELTS means IELTS, International English Language Testing System, is one of the proficiency tests in language. It is an example. TOEFL, test of English as a foreign language, is also proficiency test in language, English language. It wants to test how much control do you have on the language. Doesn't matter what is your knowledge, what is your difficulty. We want to know how much control do you have on that activity or subject or language, whatever it is. That is proficiency test. A proficiency test measures an individual's abilities, his skills in a domain, in a subject, in an activity. It wants to know how well he can do that. how well he has understood it. Proficiency test will mainly focus on assessing students' abilities. That's what I told you. But abilities in unfamiliar everyday situations, not in familiar situations. So this is like applied based test. It is applied based test. Proficiency test is concerned simply with measuring the student's control of the language. That is what I use the word control of the language. How much do you have the control over your speaking ability, your listening ability, your writing ability, and your reading ability? Does the student know enough English to communicate or to study in the college or university in foreign countries in English medium? That's why I gave you the example of TOEFL and IELTS test. I give you the best example of proficiency test, that is driving test. In driving test, they want to know, do you have control over driving? That is the best example. Even there is a typing test. There is a computer practical test. They want to know actually how much control do you have on any skill or any subject. The example is given, that's why I gave you the example. Achievement test which measures the knowledge of specific information. What exact knowledge do you have? A proficiency test, on the other hand, targets what an individual can do with that knowledge. So achievement test is actually about knowledge, and this is about application of that knowledge. I gave you the example of diverse test. Diverse test will also have paper pencil test, that is achievement test, no issue. But when he is giving the driving test, the test is about how well a person can drive the car. If you take the same concept in language learning, how well you can use the language, how well a person can use, is he fluent, can he communicate effectively, fluently, can he use vocabulary perfectly, what is their intonation, can he listen perfectly? So that is proficiency test. Unlike an achievement test, compared, achievement test is compared. It is possible to get all the answers right. In achievement test, you may get all the answers right and you may get 100 out of 100. But in proficiency test, there can never be perfect score. Either you can it or you cannot it. Okay, they give you the level A2, A1, A3, C level. Those are the levels, but they are the criteria. But there cannot be 100% proficiency test. Means you cannot be 100% proficient in anything. So a language proficiency test is an evaluation of how well a person can use the language in communication. That's all from me about these three types of tests.